Amanda is going to take the meeting for the board. Again, that's being funded currently. And for anyone who would like to introduce the board, for we have Rishi Vasudeva, Naveed Joshi, Dr. Balamin, Dr. Anup Reddy, myself, Harish Marco. We have our elected grass at the camp. Lovely, our manager of the community is doing this career. And we have our attorney, Mr. Driscoll. Before I'm going to work this way tonight, we're going to have public comments. If you sign up to speak, you will be called upon to speak. If you do not sign up, please respect the neighbor, respect the meeting, respect the procedure, the quorum that's going on here, and let those individuals speak. We're not going to have tonight, we're not going to have any after meeting conversation like we did prior. In respect for the time of the attorney and the candidate. So, there's a sign sheet right there. Anyone else wants to speak, please do sign in. I have it. What's your name again?
No, it's been pretty too. And I know she needs something to do.
I'm sorry. Okay. Now, before we go into public comment, I'll ask the board if they, again, they reserve the right to actually speak if they want to. So I will turn it over to board members. Rishi, is there anything you want to say? No. You good?
I'm good.
You good? Dr. Reddy?
Good evening. Welcome.
Again, the conversation, we don't have to answer a question. We have 3 here public speakers, so we don't have to answer a question. But at the end of the day, it's something the board wants to address or talk to you about. That's fine. They can talk to you, they can interact with you. But you don't have to. First speaker is Parag.
Yes.
Please.
Thank you for your service. So, I had some residents send me some screenshots to my email that were very concerning, disturbing. Last meeting, if you remember, I stood up and I said that there are some residents that have a problem with the Indian American community in Cory Lake Isles. I don't know if you remember, Brian, you looked at me like I was like talking funny. So I have further the screenshots I got. I want to read you some of them. And then would like to have your comment. So an individual by the name of Sean McCormick, 10550 Cory Lake Drive said, more of the usual selective enforcement, which the pattern shows if you are Indian, then the rules don't apply. That was followed up by another individual, Cynthia McIntyre, 17709 St. Lucia Drive, that said, the facts tend to show that if you support the current POA, chances are you will not get a violation. I want to know which side of the spreadsheet I'm on and my neighbors are on. Is there a spreadsheet, Cody, that says, oh, that house is pro-POA and that house is anti-POA? And Cody, have you ever been instructed by the board to give certain homes violations and not other homes? Do you guys want to address this? And then my other question would be, if you guys are saying what I read is incorrect, is there anything you guys can do legally so that this doesn't happen again? Thanks.
All I know is Cory gave me a violation last month.
I was about to say I must be anti-POA, because I have a violation too. I got one too.
Myself too.
Are you gentlemen Indian? Did you get a violation ever? Do you ever get it?
So far. I was sued.
Okay, wow.
So where is this coming from?
It's coming from people who like to spread misinformation.
Fake news.
Okay, and Cody, you want to...
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
When Cody goes out to look at the houses, he don't know who lives there. Yes, he might have the documentation and he might have addresses, but he doesn't know anyone personally. He doesn't know who's who. until he take that data back to his office, plug it into a system, and it spits everything out. So this misinformation and rumor that's actually going around where you say only non-POA supporters are getting violation, it's all fake news. Go take it to the bank, please. We don't engage in that. We leave that for the prior board, 2015, 16, 17. Those people did that. Not this current board or 2018 board. They don't engage in that. And yeah, I've had violation. I've been sued. I've been through the whole rig-a-jig with this POA and everything. I'm still here. And I didn't come on board. I don't get paid. No one gets paid here to go and selective and post on anyone in this community. And it's not what we do. We don't harass people like some individuals in this community do, where they, before I continue, I just want to say hello to all my vets out there. You know, Veterans Day is coming up, and vets are, without vets in this country, no one would be sitting here. Everybody would be in a different situation, this country would have run differently. So, if you meet a vet, just thank them for the service. Veterans Day is, a couple of weeks away. And vets do have special privileges in this community. In any way they go, they always get privileges, because what happened? They serve. They sacrifice their youth to actually serve this country, which is a hell sacrifice. I did it. I've known wounded warriors. I'm a wounded warrior myself. All right? I serve this country. They all deserve, respect. And again, as a vet, whatever I get from the government, special privileges or whatever, I would like to see everybody else get it too. Be it building a house with a front-facing garage, I don't mind. Everybody can do the same thing. Not because of vet, I'm excluded from that or given that privilege. So we have a house that's building. A widow is building a house, Indian widow, and she's been harassed, intimidated. Letters on her construction site telling her to bulldoze because it's a front-facing garage. A few houses down, it's a vet that has a front-facing garage. Oh, he's a vet. I'm a vet. I don't mind you having what I have. And you don't use that as an excuse. Don't use the vets as an excuse saying they have it so they're excluded. Don't do that. If you have problems, serve the country, then you come back and talk about it. I can talk about it because I serve this country. Okay? So don't use the vet that say, no, the vet could have it and no one else could have it, so I'm going to harass this poor widow. Put notes on her house to shut down her construction, to bulldoze her front-facing garage. But the vet is cool. I'm a vet. Okay? So, again, that individual you talk about that's doing that, it sounds like something intimidation don't work, please. If you're going to try and intimidate people, please take a step back, analyze the situation, and figure out what you do. Don't intimidate widows, because at the end of the day, what are you? Who are you to intimidate widows, to paste notes on their garage? Sorry to repeat myself, but that's the story. So at the end of the day, this board does not give anybody special privileges because of who you are and what you are. The POA is not designed to have exclusiveness in certain part of the community. The POA is not designed to selective enforce on someone because they're Indian or they support the POA. It's not how it operates, not how a democratic situation operates, a democratic institution be, because everybody's elected here from fair election. So when you go about spewing your nonsense and fake news, as they would say, think. Because there's no secrets in the internet anymore. Everything is out in the open. So whatever you post, it'll always come back and haunt you. Next speaker, Parag.
Well, no, Cody never answered his question, and the attorney never answered.
Mr. Joey answer the question.
You give us your question.
No problem, there's no slap enforcement.
There's no spreadsheet that says pro.
I'm
being a smart ass on purpose because I want to nip this in the bud, which leads me into my second question: that if this happens again, is there anything the board can do legally?
Please, no back and forth. You say to speak, or we'll let you speak. We'll let him finish his thought.
That's fair.
Answer.
Yeah,
This is very negative. I don't
No.
know what happened.
so,
I'm answering your question. Go ahead, ask me.
so I'll explain what happened.
Wait,
There's
let
some
me answer first. Okay, what is the question you'd like to ask me?
So it's just, you come in here and all of a sudden the life has been sucked out of this, and I'm just trying to understand. I just kind of want to stick to our agenda. So when you talk about racism, it just makes the racism present.
Yeah.
Can
So
we just can we stick to facts and data and what we're supposed to do?
yeah, absolutely. Let's talk.
I don't know what happens. I don't want to know what happens, quite honestly, because if it involves this negative, I don't need it in my life.
Well, let's talk facts then. Can we talk facts? There's been a history of some things that have gone on in our neighborhood, things that have been said. I just verbatim read 2 of them, right? Last meeting, I brought more evidence to the table. Some people didn't believe it. This was recent. What I just read was recent, right? So I'm asking the board, like when they say some people are being selectively enforced, I don't believe in that. I don't think anybody should be selectively enforced. So I'm asking the board, are they doing this? I'm looking them straight in the eye. Are you guys doing this? And that's why I brought it up. And your comment about the agenda, it's fair, but this is open comment time. And am I right? I can verbalize anything I want regarding the community during open.
But you're considering the racism.
This is not slander. This is what I read verbatim. This is verbatim.
The floor is yours. You're a resident. You got your time.
Yes. So what I read is verbatim. I didn't say these things. This was said by other residents, and I'm sorry, I am so sorry that you have to listen to this, but I have to read this when it comes to my email. Okay? So that's why I'm bringing it up, to end it. That's what my question to the attorney is. I don't want to read these things anymore. Is there anything we can do legally so this doesn't happen again? So these 2 individuals in particular, do not say these things in the future. That is my question.
Well, I think, free speech is our right. So somebody says something, sometimes we have to ignore it.
You have the right to freedom of speech, but you do not have the right to spew hate and to say things. You cannot say, I have a bomb in the airport. That's freedom. You can say it, but there's going to be consequences to your actions. There's consequences to what you say on the internet. There's consequences to what you say, in meetings and verbalize it.
So that's not what's being said.
Okay.
That's exactly what's being said. You want me to
Wait. Hold on. Hold on.
Example, Carlos.
Well, let me just say that homeowners in a community like this have the right to be critical of their board. They have the right to comment on the actions of the homeowners association, and they don't have to be accurate about it. There's nothing that says you have to be right or accurate in your comments. So everyone has that right, and the line can be crossed maybe at some point, but it's a pretty far way you'd have to go to cross that line, because you have the right to criticize the management and the board of directors of your association. Every homeowner has that right.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
Any other comments? Okay. AJ, you're on.
Thank you, Mr. President, for allowing me to speak. For those who don't know who I am, I'm AJ. I'm Chair of the Security Committee for the CDD and also for the community. I'm here to speak about 2 issues. One is going to be the fireworks, the rules that we have in the community, and enforce fireworks display in the community. And also for the address, I think the address is 10739 Cory Drive. I was told to bring it to the board if I need to find out what the facts are regarding compliance to that particular address. Okay, the reason why I brought up the fireworks concern is we thought there's a rule in the books as far as the city is concerned that says there's no fireworks on CDD property. And that was implied, unofficially implied, that involved the entire community. That means in your home, on your personal property, on the CDD property also. But a lately, some of the residents have been challenging that rule to say, well, I'm on my property, my personal property. The CDD doesn't control my personal property. So what I'm here to do is find out, is there any way I can have the POA somehow enact a rule that says there will be no fireworks either on personal property, that means on the person's driveway, the person's home, or a limited ban to say to have some control. Because right now, the way the CDD rule says, no fireworks. And let me just define what a firework is. A firework is any projectile, any fireworks that can be projected or exploded. The ones that you go and buy at these Walmart and these street side shop, those technically, as far as the law is concerned, in Florida, are not fireworks. So, and the ones that, unfortunately, the residents are using come into both categories, legally and not legally. No one in this community can use unauthorized fireworks. That means if we project, we should not be using it. And that's a state law.
AJ, what if it doesn't explode or project?
Well, that's what we come as a community. The ones that you sell at the side, at the Walmart or one of those other stores that doesn't fly away or explode, we as a community, as the city is concerned, the CDC says no fireworks, period. That means the one that's legal and the one that's not legal. As a POA, I'm bringing it to your attention to find out what can you guys do something to say, I'm going to follow what the CDD is doing, or you're going to put in force a limited fireworks use. Because I know there is 4th of July is coming around, or just passed. We have New Year's that's coming around. There's going to be some folks that's going to be challenging that rule again for New Year's. I'm all for the different reasons why people want to have it, but I'm not the person that's going to make that rule. Either the CDD or the POA has to make those rules, and I try my best to enforce it as best I can. It's not a Tampa Police issue. I'll give you some stats. For the last 10 years, there's been over 5,000 response throughout the nation of police responding to homes for fireworks use. There's not been one arrest. The arrest has been due to people having drugs on the scene or doing something else that's legal in their private residence why there's been arrests. And there's only been 12 of those arrests nationwide. So if somebody's firing fireworks at their home and you don't like it, Tampa Police will not come to lock that person out. They can come because it's a noise concern or to help mediate the concern. But if you expect them to lock that person out, it won't happen unless a person becomes vigilant or combative or something of that nature.
Quickly on your fireworks, what happened? You know, I know the danger. They hit your cage and they put a hole through your mesh. It costs you a couple of $100 to fix it. Who's going to fix it? You have to fix it or go through your hole with insurance. The covenant does mention fireworks, but it mentioned that this board would sponsor firework displays to that extent. Restriction, it mentions after that if it becomes annoying, then, you know, something can be done about it. But what can be done about it? Where does that annoyance reflect or actually brings into play? Does it bring the fact that you sponsor it and if it becomes annoying, you can stop it because it's all in the same sentence? So how would you interpret that? Again, it's for the authority to interpret later on, but again, we don't have the manpower in the evening to have our care run around the neighborhood at nights, trying to stop people from 4th of July, New Year's, Diwali, whatever. People will do it. They'll do it. Can't stop them. My neighbor across the way, he would like to hold back there. It's his prerogative. I can't go, you know, I'm not going to swim across the lake and go tell them to actually stop the fireworks. You know, if it bothers you, call the guards and let them come, call the cops, see if they're going to respond. But we can't have Cory at night running around the neighborhood trying to put out fires like that. Again, our contract is during the day, certain times. So how do we do it? I don't know. If you have a suggestion, we can actually explore it. But again, if it's not written in the covenant,
One recommendation I have for that particular scenario is This is what we do with the speaker. Right now, the CDD monitors the speaker and they give information to Envera. Envera verifies that any of the residents are speeding. Give it to Cody, and Cody gives you guys a citation. So in that respect, the rover will do the checking around. He'll report information to Cody, and Cody will find out who we are, and there will be some form of citation. That's one way of relieving that. But as I said before, just like Ari was saying, it's a safety concern and it's a noise concern. My wife works in the night shift. That means if my neighbor is doing fireworks in the wrong hour, in the hours it's going to wake her up, I'm going to call the police because he's making too much noise. Or I'm going to go up and speak to the resident myself. I don't recommend you guys do that because I'm never trying to confront a resident myself with anything that may be that sensitive. I'll let the law take it into their own respect. So, yeah.
I think all it would take would be for somebody to set off a firework and an unexpected gust of wind should come along and send that, whatever it is, across the lake to the islands that are mostly wooded, and it's probably prime firewood. That would affect the entire community. It would destroy the beauty of it because those are mature trees. They go up like that.
I don't think the residents
And I
are...
think that's a very major fire hazard.
The residents who enjoy fireworks, they don't understand the safety aspects. If you Google anything on the web, you'll find out that the majority of emergency visits that deal with injury is due to the fireworks. The kids. Exactly. It seemed like a very good thing to do for whatever reason. It's to celebrate whatever you're trying to do. But it's not permitted in the community. And I'm not sure how to put that teeth in there to let... Just like speeding. You shouldn't be speeding at 75 miles an hour. Folks still do it. Unless they're caught, and actions are taken.
If I may make a suggestion, AJ.
Whoever's in the POA next June, make a suggestion again, and if we're there, we might send a letter. But enforcing it is not going to be easy. If it's in the backyard, how are you going to know? We can't take a report from another neighbor because
I could go into another story about that, but Cody's not going to be here at night, and I think that's what back him up.
I'll tell you what I did this last week. What I did was, myself and the rover, I drove around to every home that I possibly could and spoke to residents who were using fireworks. And the answer that I got from all the residents, I must say, I didn't know I couldn't use fireworks. Yet all those residents have been in Cory Lakes for over 3-4 years. So they were here when we did the celebration 3 years ago at the beach club. I didn't challenge what they were saying. I just took information and processed it. They know we can't use fireworks here, but I'm not in the business of penalizing the residents. I'm in the business of communicating, educating. How can I educate my neighbor that this is not allowed, and hopefully they'll align to that system before we get the legal guys involved or the police involved. Yeah, I would imagine if I'm concerned about my home being burned down, he or she should also be concerned about those same issues.
If it's a noise nuisance, right, Tampa has a code to cover that. So if it's become a nuisance as far as noise is concerned, the first course of action is actually to contact TPD and have them come inside.
Exactly.
Because 4th of July last year, TPD was inside. They actually patrolled the neighborhood. Because I rode around this neighborhood and I saw them. So at the end of the day, if we have any celebration, I think, and we're in security committee together, I think we should explore having TPD inside. And that actually simmers things up a little bit, you know. And it worked 4th of July because a lot of people wanted to do fireworks. And when TPD, from what I witnessed, when they came by, basically to stop the fireworks, moved into the garages and, you know, and chill out, basically. So that's effective. I witnessed it. So, you know, my suggestion when we have the next security committee meeting, let's explore it in that venue and then put it together.
I'll communicate with the CDD again to put things in the emails and also the islander. The board can also do the same thing for the emails on the POA side to communicate to the residents what the rules are, whether it be the covenants. That's a step forward anyway.
If they put on a safety issue or anything like that, but again, you know,
Well, the two things is noise and safety. Those are two things with fireworks.
Is there anything in the preamble of the covenants that say something about the fact that the covenants are designed not only to protect our property and keep it in a lovely condition, but to ensure the safety of the residents? I know the rules that the lake have a lot of safety rules. Couldn't we get under that category?
What part of the covenant are you referring to?
Safety that we ensure.
So what part of the covenant is that? Do you have it in your mind? Just tell me what section.
About the pool, about the lake.
Okay, so if you do find it, let me know.
This is fine, I don't remember, but
Again,
And that's all I have for, at least the fireworks.
okay.
Any-
On the property address you mentioned, and my apologies, we're not going to reveal anything as to who lived there or.
No, but the question I had as far as that address is concerned, when I see things that are not right as far as safety is concerned for the residents, I can't get anything done because there's something wrong with the residents where we can't take any actions for whatever reason may be. I'm not sure if there's a special clause, like we're talking before, is that what does a resident have in special privileges to, I'll give an example. After hours, a resident is parking over the street, over the grassy area, and impeding other residents from a safe egress and the sidewalk area. Now, for me to act and get TPD involved, I like to solve these issues within the community first before I get TPD involved or get the CDD involved. And I can't seem to figure out why that home is stuck in that category themselves. That's all I have.
All right, thanks. So what about the other communities in our area, right? How they are handling the situation? For example,
As far as fireworks is concerned?
Harbor Green.
Fireworks, right?
Yeah, fireworks.
Heritage Island had the same problem during that celebration, so did K-Bar Ranch. But basically, there's nothing in their covenant that prohibits that. Yeah, so what they had is a lot of people complaining about that. A lot of people at K-Bar Ranch complaining about the same situation. But again, rules and rules.
The live people, they don't know, we know about them, they are design fireworks. There is no restriction.
There's no restriction. No.
And they also have a lot of wood. So why we are not considering that they are enjoying, they are also similar to our community.
We have covenants that restrict it.
So we have to set rules though before.
No, the safety wise, right?
Yes, safety wise.
Safety wise, we both are same.
You know, what would be a good suggestion is if the CDD open up the site, cross it in the way there, you know, do a fireworks show for everyone, 4th of July. Because, hey, the military does that. When I was at Fort Meade, they'll just light up their home base, you know? They'll use the football field to actually entertain, you know, all the families, and then, you know, they'll shoot fireworks. And, you know, they have fire department on standby, but, you know, at the end of the day, they did that for the whole community base. So, again, you know, it's something that we need to explore because basically fireworks, a lot of celebrations and holidays, this country basically, you know, fireworks are basically the national anthem, whatever, Star Spangled Banner, all the fireworks, everything. So it's, you know, it's been spoken to about since the founding of this country, and they use it. Fireworks celebrate every day. New York, they use it, except the city bans the firework and the cops are still. But again, how would you curb the celebration of be it 4th of July in New Year's or Diwali or whatever? How do you go about doing that, controlling the celebration? It's something that, you know, we should explore more, talk about it, and make sure we don't infringe on anyone's right.
I think the celebration we had 3 years ago at the beach club was limited to fireworks, if I'm wrong. I think Sid was the person who organized that from the CDD board. I wasn't that much involved to figure out what they couldn't use, but I know most of them were handheld, sparkles, those kind of things, but nothing that shoot up in the air. And that's where it comes into. If we're going to be having it at the beach club somewhere here, and it's going to go into the forest next door, or go into the homes and kin areas, or across here, we may be marking up bigger than
I was just reading here an article in the Tampa Bay Times. It says that in the state of Florida it's illegal to set off fireworks.
They have
In the state of Florida.
They have the same document on their
Yeah, or even to sell minor for agricultural use. But it says here, in the last decade, no one has ever been arrested.
This is about city of Boulder.
All right,
All right,
so,
we're moving on with the public speaker, Louis Barman.
Thank you.
AJ, we're done, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I have some comments about the budget. Is this the appropriate time?
Go ahead.
Okay. I think I have 7 items that I'd like to call your attention and I have questions for. I'm looking at the newest budget that came in the mail just now, and I don't know how many items down it is, but the first item I would like to talk about is the item of postage. I noticed that in 2019, the adopted budget provided $1,020 for postage, but you have nothing proposed for 2020. Are you not anticipating sending any mailings out at all?
Yeah, we'll move that to administrative expense, down $40,000 on if you look at that. Fine, we'll move that to administrative expense.
Okay, that answers my question. Underneath it talks about boat storage and expenses, and that's the one that you said was $14,060 in 2019. The boat storage expense was always offset by the rental income we got for people being allowed to store their boats there. But now that is no longer available to us. So you have nothing budgeted for it. How do you think you will be able to cover those expenses?
We are not in the business of running a boat storage. Basically, that boat storage should be afforded the same right as an empty lot within the community. And enforced on up because of the fact that the ownership has to be treated like a regular lot owner. So basically, that property will be dealt with accordingly, and we're not going to allow storage in this community on any empty lot. So basically, we're not doing boat storage, we're not in business boat storage, nor are we going to budget for
So
that.
you'll have no expenses for it?
No expense for that, no.
Down further, there's an item called forced mows. Nothing was budgeted for it in 2019, but it actually cost you $375, the estimated actual. You don't propose having to do any forced mowing? Do you think that there will be no foreclosures at all this year? No opportunity or no situation where there will be nobody to mow? And it will
Okay, so forced mower, we spent $1,000. Oh, we spent $150, right? The forced mower property. And then we got to spend $3,000 to recoup that.
No, so the estimated actual was $375.
Okay, so let me give you a scenario on forced mower, right? So someone abandoned the property. I've experienced that, gone through that. Spent $150 to actually force mow the property, right? Economics. We have to recoup that $150 and spend attorney fees of $32 with them, right? So we spend attorney fees to recoup $150, right? Had we give that individual a fine and let it go through the due process and then fine compound it to $1,000, we recoup more in the long run than $150. We recoup $1,000. So the concept of forced mowing basically is a minimalistic point of view as far as economics is concerned. While you could actually find a property, get $1,000 off of the property, and we move on from there, basically. You force more today, what's going to happen? You're going to keep force more every month, and you're going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to actually force more that property and be in foreclosure for. We had a property here for several years of foreclosure. Had we forced more that property every month, we would be going to pay more in the cost. I mean, the recoup rate is going to be down the road 5 years now, 5 years in the future. Doesn't make sense. So there's no forced mowing moving forward.
If you don't do the forced mowing, it could take quite a while before anything happens and that property is either foreclosed on or somehow or other some neighbor takes pity on it and can't stand the look of a wild field next door and he mows it. Is that what you think? So we would have to just live with it unless somebody volunteers?
No. Right now is raising funds for forced mowers, so I think it's a good.
So you don't have funds set aside for forced mowing?
No, we're not doing forced mowing. We're not doing forced mowing. We're going to find the property, we're going to leave the property, and then we'll get our money to recoup instead of spending money every month forced mowing. So it's something, and it's not. There's one property of 963 property that has that issue every now and then. It doesn't make sense when we're spending the community money every month to force move someone else's property, while the property right now has occupancy, you know? So again, we go through the due process, we issue the fine, and we take it from there.
Louise, I think you know that of a house. I won't mention the street even because, you know, not to try to hint as to who it is. For many years and many POA boards, the roof, the lawn, the pool, nothing's been taken care of. And initially, previous boards had forced mowed. Today, we're not going to get a single penny back. And that house is, if you go and buy it, it's in shambles. The thing is,
somebody gonna tear it down?
what are you going to do? There's someone living there, you know, it's homestead, you can't get rid of them. So the guy has a gazillion dollar lien, but he ain't ever going to pay it.
It's just an overlooking house that's...
Unfortunately, that's, you know, you're going to have some situations like that. I don't think anybody can fix it. I mean, we're open to ideas. I haven't seen anyone come up with an idea.
I see, I know where it is over here, I can find it. I don't know the title exactly of where we could be collecting, getting revenue from fines at West S. Something under revenues. Where would that be? What category? Explain where the fines that you collect will be.
The concept of actually putting a budget item on your operation, saying that you're going to collect fine, ties your hand to stick to that budget, basically. So basically, you're going to have a POA, it's going to be like red light cameras, you know, they want to give that out because they have a quota to fill. If you put that on your budget, then at the end of the day, you are going to have a POA that's looking to find people just to fulfill that budget line item. We are not budgeting for unforeseen income as far as we're concerned. From an accounting perspective, when you have unforeseen income, basically you have to analyze the situation. Do you want to run an operation based on your income line item on fines, or do you want to run an operation based on your line item for basically fees? Think about it. Fees is collectible. Fines is not collectible. Therefore, you have a lot of budgetary items in the expense category, right? That depends on your income. If you have fines in your income line, you have expenses that's actually based on that, right? You don't collect the fines. What happens to your expense category? You have to cut that. You have to make mid-year forecast, and you have to reanalyze your budget, analyze your expense, and basically cut everything in your expense category. Therefore, robbing the community of the services that they deserve, be it the CAM, be it the attorney, or be it anything. So when you do a budget, you do your budget basically on a guaranteed income basis, not a perceived income. Perceived income being a fine. If you have if you run an income and a perceived, if you run a budget and a perceived income, then basically you'll be chasing your tail to cover your expenses, like nonprofits. Nonprofits, Hadassah.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm talking about. Hadassah does the same thing. They used to line item their income based on fees they collected and everything, but what happened now, Hadassah, if you look at their line item, right? As far as the income, it's outdone, I'll look at the balance sheets and financial statements. Their income is based on their investment, real estates, and all that income on that line item. And every year we have a fight with Hadassah whenever we have a convention. If you remember, everybody's banging the table and actually going through it. So you understand where I'm coming from.
But I don't see any income from fines in here. Did we not get any income?
We are not going to base our budgets on fines. We're going to base the budget on actual income and not perceived income.
That's what I'm saying. If there was income, wouldn't it be in here?
No, it's not income. We cannot foresee that we're going to get $5,000 in fines. Last year, whatever they do, if you look at last year's budget, there's a lot of fluff in the budget. This year, we streamlined the budget, right? And the budget streamlined, taking out fluffs, taking out boat storage, taking out guard shack and all that, reducing the budget by $40,000, which the money goes back into the community. And when the money goes back in the community, basically we all come out ahead of it. Albeit it's only a minor amount, small amount, but it's the actual saving of some sort that actually means something to people. You save a dime here, a dime there. you know, if you want to compound to the CDD, you could do that. But again, you show that basically you're managing the budget of the community in certain way where all your line items are realistic. Realistic meaning it's collectible, it's expendable,
In
right?
other words, you're saying you really don't know what the fines could possibly be.
Correct.
So that's why you're not putting it in. It's not.
Correct.
Realistic isn't the word I want to use. In other words, it's not imaginary.
It's not foreseeable.
It's not foreseeable.
Okay.
So the budget is based on not perceived but actual income line item and your expenses. So again, you don't base your expenses on a perceived income. You base it on an actual income that you're going to collect from the community.
Would that be the same answer for why I've seen that question for professional fees?
Professional fees, meaning what are expenses?
How about expected legal fees you have to pay, something like that?
Yes, well that's an expense, right? So the expense category could be adjusted up and down, right? So if you look at your legal fees, one's for the attorney, one's for unit legal fees, right? So the unit legal fee is going to be happening, we'll take care of it as far as we do foreclosures or anything on any properties, right?
Does that also include the fees that we pay to our manager, our management?
No, if you look at the manager fee, up above that, we had a management fee. It was 140,000, it's 108 this year, basically on about there. So there's a saving of 40,000 because we redid the contract with Weiss to actually save the community money, so that we could take that $40,000 and drop it into the legal reserve. You know, below we dropped $36,000 into the legal reserve. So at the bottom of the budget, you will see where we have $36,000 that goes into the reserve, and that's going to be compounded on the other $37,000 we had last year. So basically, the community moving forward will have the legal fees to cover whatever happens as far as legal is concerned. And most of the legals that come up right now for this community will be handled in-house via our attorneys, Mr. Driscoll. So that alleviates a lot of expense on the door because we control the expense, right?
Under the utilities expenses, I see there is nothing at all for any of the items you have utility expenses in the last 3 columns.
Yes. We have given up the guard check, right?
Yeah.
It's guard check, we should hit us with whatever expenses they get, $700, $800 a month, basically, to use the guard check. It's all building and whatever it is, right? We don't have that this year because the camp is actually at once. So whatever expense we have as far as anything is concerned, cable or whatever, is either administrative or within the management fees, right?
You've got heard that those were the boat storage lot utilities.
Oh, thank you, and the boat storage too. So we don't have that going forward. So basically, no boat storage, no utility expense. Again, at the end of the day, it's a streamlined budget, a lot of fluff that's been erased, and it's a good spot for the community, and people could actually look at it and see actually what's happening.
Is that the same reason why we're not getting any kind of rental fee for the offices inside, the POA, ECLS, that look like garage shop?
Yeah, we're not paying any rent to the guard shack or anything like
We're
that.
not getting any rent in return.
We don't own the property, so we cannot get anything.
That's
That's a season service.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
On internet